Tea Time True Crime with Katie. And tonight's case, well, is one of those cases that is unsolved. And there's actually little to not much information about this case. Before we start, if you guys are listening, thank you so much for listening. And if you guys are watching, thank you so much for watching. Today, if you're listening, I am having a 90s hair moment. It's feeling very liberating and free. For the most part, I'm getting very positive reaction. It seems that only like a couple people that were like, ugh, what's wrong with your hair? Honestly, I've never done this hair out in public before. So today was a day that I just did something different, and pretty wild day today. Yeah, made some new friends out of nowhere. You just never know, if you step out of your comfort zone, maybe really cool things will happen. Tonight, though, during this podcast, I am sipping very hot peppermint tea out of my Wicked Broadway mug. Great show. One of my favorite Broadways. I highly recommend seeing this, viewing this if you haven't before. So back to this case. I came to this case when somebody came to my place of employment, the good old JOB. Well, I was talking about my true crime podcast and how it makes me really happy. And even though I work a lot, I still go home and find time to talk about cases, to bring awareness, to educate. And I told him that I'm looking for cases that are, haven't been resolved. And he immediately, it was wild. He was like, there is this case that there is not much on it, and the police have absolutely nothing. And to be fair, we don't know what the police has because they follow so many procedures and what have you. They have a lot on their plate, a lot of work, and understaffed, like everywhere else is understaffed. So I lent an open ear and I was like, well, tell me about the case that you know. Well, the case goes something like this. It's actually in 2018 in Williamsburg. And Williamsburg is one of those cities that is old money, new money, very clean, wonderful businesses, wonderful people. So when crime happens in Williamsburg, it's definitely a huge deal, because it's pretty rare. I feel like the biggest crime that we've had and has been broadcasted, and if you want me to talk about this, because this is also unsolved, is the Colonial Parkway murders. So if you want me to talk about that in one of my podcasts, definitely let me know down in the comments below. So again, Williamsburg is a family-friendly town. It's a college town, so when things happen, it literally like shakes the community. But I was very surprised that I did not hear about the shooting. Around 12:30 a.m., a report was called in about a shooting in the 1000 block of Wilkins Drive. I feel like that is close to Pennyman Drive. Now, this 20-year-old was actually found shot inside his home and just dead at the scene. Now, it doesn't have much in these articles, but I did talk to the friend who told me about this. He was like, one of my really good friends was murdered and nobody's talking about it. Well, you know what? You talked to the right person today because I'm gonna talk about it. So, this 20-year-old man, his name was William Mason Worthington. That already sounds like royalty to me, okay? And there's really no pictures of this gentleman at all. Like, I'm looking for video. I've seen, as I'm scrolling on this podcast, I saw like one news report, and the witness who saw and heard something didn't even want to be recorded at all. Like, they were listening to her talk, but were also recording her feet. But, you know, it sounds kind of funny, but I mean, they had the camera pointed down to the witness's feet. She did not at all want to have her name recognized or anything like that. She wanted to be total anonymous. Now, I don't know about you guys. When there is that much anonymity around there, I feel like maybe drugs was involved. But then we really can't say that because there's nothing about it in these articles I'm reading. No drugs, no nothing. But this gentleman said that his friend was literally murdered during a home invasion. So, I mean, it straight up sounds like a burglary. And this happened in 2018. And it was at the, December 30th, 2018. My God, that's like after Christmas. That's like before New Year's. Wow. And, you know, maybe because it was party time and holidays. But you know what? Let's get back on this case because you have people wondering who the heck shot William Mason Worthington. Who was it? Who did it? And what was the motive? Was the motive really burglary or just playing devil's advocate, okay, because I've seen many cases like this, or does it deal with drugs? If it deals with drugs, again, who cares? Because, I mean, a man was murdered. We do not know why. And there is literally no one looking for him at all. I'm looking at the articles. There is no update on this crime. And according to the Pocosin Sheriff's Office, they said that it is investigated as a homicide. So let me know down in the comments below. We're doing speculation right now, you guys, okay? There is nothing that is concrete. The only thing that's concrete is a 20-year-old got shot to death in his home and nobody is talking about it. So imagine you're just at home, maybe watching TV, reading, chilling on your phone, playing games. Okay, I see you out there. All right. And then someone just like barges in. But we don't know if it was barged in. We don't know if it was, you know, if William actually knew his attacker. I mean, 9 times out of 10, the victim mostly knows the killer, you know, that knows them in some way. And if it was a home invasion, what did they take? What did he take? What did she take? I mean, I wish there was more on this case. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. Have you guys heard of this William Mason Worthington? Because I haven't heard of him, and he was only 20 years old, being shot to death in Williamsburg. And that's like headlining news. But for some reason, 3WTKR, there's an article by them. There is another article that I have saved. let's see, a sealed search warrant mistakenly released in connection by W.Y. Daley. I mean, what does that mean? I don't understand that. How do you... A search warrant filed as a part of a homicide investigation was ordered by a judge to be sealed, but it was erroneously processed in the York-Poquoson Circuit Court Clerk's office. So new details that were related to the homicide investigation in York County have been unintentionally released to the public through a clerical error. This actually came out March 6, 2019. What? Okay, details have been real scarce, and the sheriff's office has remained tight-lipped in releasing details regarding motive, nature of the case, or potential suspects. The sheriff's office has declined to release details to the public multiple times. The search warrant, though, was originally dated January 1st, includes a 6-paragraph narrative giving probable cause for the search. Okay, well, did you find anything? Oh, wow, okay. Sorry, guys. Usually a podcast, I know what I'm talking about, and I do know what I'm talking about, but this is gold, you guys, because you are with me right now researching. According to W.Y. Daley in 2019, how it happened. Nelson, the court clerk, said a copy of the search warrant was issued to W.Y. Daley Tuesday, sorry, one of my favorite words, Tuesday, sorry, an error. This is new for us, and we'll say this is not atypical for our office, Nelson said. I'm upset that this has happened. The search warrant appears to have been faxed to the clerk's office from another jurisdiction. What? Nelson said the warrant shows it was originally filed January 1st at a different courthouse, then filed again in February in York County. In the filing process, Nelson said that the search warrant was mistakenly placed with other public search warrants, not in a sealed folder like other sealed case files. What? I don't... Okay, so people... Wow. I don't... Okay. They're having excuses now. The clerk's office has over 800 responsibilities. Nelson said, as the clerk, the buck stops with her, but she is unable to monitor every single responsibility, meaning she relies on ensuring enough checks and balances are in place to prevent errors. Okay, things happen. I don't know why this happened. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that there was supposed to be more procedures done, but the cat's out of the bag. Someone released public records to another jurisdiction, and I'm guessing with other jurisdictions, why though? You want to know who, I mean, why should it matter? Okay, I don't have a law degree. I did not pass the bar. Maybe I'm stupid. But for me as a human with feelings and want to know what happened and how we can figure this out, let's start with DNA. Can you release something that says doing something with DNA? It is 2023. And we just did a podcast that they didn't figure out who the killer was for over 40 years. Okay, I pray that this does not happen. And again, I'm doing a disclaimer. I am not bad-mouthing the police. Please do not come for me. I mean, the men in blue, there is good and bad and everything. I'm just saying, okay, clerical errors do happen. You know, sometimes on here I'm like, I don't mean to, but I do. I'm learning. But you guys seem to like me anyway, so wow, thank you, much love. Okay, so we have people blaming other people in these articles. Why? But this was 2019, it's 2023, and there is actually no evidence leaked, which I feel could be a really good thing. Or it could be horrible, meaning that we'd have nothing. Absolutely zilch. They're not letting us know. I feel that we definitely need to, check out the gun, the DNA, the shell casings. Was there a burglary? What absolutely happened? Because right now, this guy who walked into my work, really cool dude, and his beautiful lady, congratulations. Oh yeah. He wants to know why the case has stalled. He wants to know why there's no one talking about the case or not doing anything. And I believe he is scared to death that it is going to turn cold, because sadly there's a lot of cold cases down there. If anyone has information on the death of William Mason Worthington, definitely contact Williamsburg Police. And they have a number here. Let's see. It says right here, you go up here. Sorry for the scrolling noise. It's the lock you up number. Yes, 1-888 lock you up. Or the sheriff's tip line is 757-890-4999. That is triple nines, you guys. 757-890-4999. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast tonight. I wish I had more to give you guys, but I feel that is what you guys are for. You are listening. Please share, please ask around, and let's have this case not become cold. William Mason Worthington, I hope that we find whatever happened to you, why, and your loved ones who miss you to this day will find justice or peace. Thank you very much for watching, you guys. And remember, you're doing better than you think. I'll see you later. Stay safe. Bye.